cardio session in for you guys now. We just did an in the first one, and we'll get our next one in while we're still fasted here. Kind of sprinkle just a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't get. I'm hoping this one replicates at least the performance of the first one. It's a little later, so they tend to do even better. Very happy with the first one. Like, I was a little worried. I'm like, man, the view count's not gonna be that good at the end. And I got to the end, I'm like, okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good when it showed me the closing stuff. Hopefully we at least replicate that on this one. Hoping the rain allows me to do this. I would love if I could get 3 of these in outside this morning, but we'll see. Right, we're not going to bank on it. So, yep. So there we go. Got the first few people coming in. If you guys will hit the like button for me, it would be greatly appreciated. So thank you so much. Morning. One of my neighbors there, I know, walking her dog. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get this one as lively as the first one was. We've been having some good chats in here. Let's avoid negative stuff. Let's avoid nonsense. Let's not talk about trolling or crazy negative stuff. Let's keep it all focused. Alex, good morning, Coach. Good morning. Good morning to you, Alex. Appreciate you chiming in already. You got any questions, comments? The more engagements we get early, the better it is. So if you got questions or comments, Alex, just run with it, man. I don't have a timer set on any of these. It's not like you can't ask unlimited questions. I'm just praying this rain stays to just where it is, a drop every now and then, but I have a feeling it's not. I hope I can get the full hour on this one. I just started each of these though on Facebook between my page, the first one, then my profile, so we're a couple minutes in already. Should I start cardio before or after breakfast? It's up to you, man. Dude, I mean, it's not uncommon right now for me to do an hour or two before I eat breakfast. I train before breakfast. I do all my lifting fasted personally. I could definitely make the case, Alex, for fasted list cardio. If you're trying to lose body fat, it's definitely the way to go, right? I'm not telling you it's going to be ideal for gaining muscle, but if you're trying to lose body fat, definitely fasted cardio. I'm a big fan of it. And I think most people are who've done it. Like you'll see some stuff. There was only one study that Dr. Brad did on it. And he's like, well, it doesn't burn more calories. It's like, well, no one's claiming it burns more calories. The question becomes, are people losing more fat? And yet, how many people successfully use fasted cardio to get ripped? How many people out there are like, dude, I get ripped when I do it? Hey, Jason, my buddy says, Dr. Mike says, it's not important whether you use free weights, bench press, squat, or machines, as long as progressive overload and volume, obviously bodybuilding. Here's going to be my take on that. Fundamentally, I do agree with that to some extent. But if you are not creating neural drive and building support musculature at all, it's not going to be optimal. Now, here's what I would say. If they're good machines, like could I walk into a big box gym with good hammer strength machines and do most of my training on them? You bet. I still think you're going to need some big structural movements if you want to build all the support musculature and strengthen your body. Does that make sense? Now, a lot of that could be done off just deadlifts. I mean, if we're going to be frank, could I literally build somebody crazy strong and jack still off of nothing but hammer strength machines if they still maybe deadlifted? I'm going to say yeah. But I mean, at the individual muscle level, probably doesn't matter. But if we want to build all the stabilization and neural drive to go with all of it, which will pay dividends even on muscle size down the road, you do need some big structural exercises. Does that make sense? So, but I mean, to be honest, could I take someone who had access to the full line of hammer strength machines, right? And have 80% of their training be on those and still get them crazy jacked and strong? Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. I'd be very reluctant to take out pull-ups though. And I'd also be very reluctant to take out squat, bench, deadlift, barbell rows. But hey, let's say you do those. and then everything else is machines. Dude, it'll work just fine. As long as progressive overload is there. If you guys would hit like though, guys, we're getting views, but we've got lots of comments. We only have 2 likes, so we could please get those up. Right? I could care less. I haven't seen Vegan Gains at all. Last time I looked, he looked fat and out of shape. I have no idea what he looks like right now. Anybody seen Perp? I don't know who that is. Perfect, glad we see you. I got you. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate them likes, man. Everyone hit that like, guys. Come on, we're getting good, strong views. If we keep the likes going, those views will keep going up. So please hit the like button, guys. Appreciate it so much. You too, human being, hit that button. Thank you. So, all right, I'm glad we see eye to eye on that. I mean, I don't fundamentally disagree. Keep in mind, a lot of machines are poorly designed. But, for example, I think the hammer strength machines work great. Like, I feel like I could walk into a gym and I could get crazy jacked off of almost nothing but hammer strength machines, you know? So, I'm not even going to address that silliness down at the bottom. This is 2025, dude. You guys really got to chill with that silliness. Okay? Just chill with the silliness, man. Like, the fact that anybody even remembers that is really sad. Like, you have a sad, pathetic life. No offense, dude, to the guy who had that last question. What is the Breaking Badge? What? No, dude, this is the Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness channel, and you're watching my fasted morning cardio. So, come on, man, I got a way better beard than Walter White had. Come on, man. But, yeah, no, I happen to like the hammer strength machines, but I'm generally going to be a free weight guy. Especially home gyms. I mean, even if we wanted to make those arguments, dude, most people don't always have access to all those. They just take so much space and so much money. And it's not like they're necessarily better. But I mean, I'm not going to disagree. At the end of the day, at the individual muscle level, tension is tension. What do you do for work? That's hilarious. I don't know why you guys asked me that. I am obviously a fitness content creator and online coach. That is what I do for a living. I have not had a 9 to 5. And let's see, 18 years. So last time I had a 9 to 5 type job was 18 years ago. All right, next. But Dr. Mike is saying you could produce better, could replace barbell. No, because you still need big structural movements. And then he's talking purely bodybuilding, but nobody is purely bodybuilding. Nobody. Like, are you going to make what are you trying to do? Why would you not want to be strong? Why wouldn't you want to make sure that you have a strong trunk musculature? That doesn't even make sense. So we're talking silly hypotheticals because, and then people say, well, purely bodybuilding. It's like, but even the Mr. Olympias all did barbells. So, you know, that's the problem with the train of logic. You know, that's the problem with the whole chain of logic. You know, you can say that all you want, yet how many Mr. Olympias did heavy deadlifts and squats and bench press? I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, you know. I'm just saying, guys. I mean, hell, Dorian Yates was known for his crazy heavy barbell rows. So what are we talking about here? Maxwell says, I'm civilized enough for this one. I don't even care if I have a girlfriend. I don't want a boyfriend. What are you talking about? What? Mox, you just wrote a bunch of craziness. You from Crazy Town. All right, get those likes up, by the way, guys. Come on, get them likes flowing. The views are nice and strong in this one. If we can keep these views up, we're going to be in a really good place for this one. The first stream was good. This stream number 2. We're going to try to do, I might try to hit like 4 hours of cardio today. We'll see. Machine or even dumbbell presses aren't of strength. True, but they were talking purely for bodybuilding, Chad. But here's the problem with that. How many of the greatest Mr. Olympias, even in bodybuilding, still did heavy ass deadlifts? And no offense intended to Mike. I mean, this has been brought up with Mike too. He's famous as what he does, but has Mike ever won anything? Like, you guys can't even make that claim about me. I have been more successful in my competitive endeavors than Dr. Mike has. No offense intended, but reality. I'm just saying, people take some of his stuff because of his marketing a little too serious. It's not like he's ever won anything. think about that for a moment. And a lot of his theories, people have debunked them who are other evidence-based people are like, dude, like his whole programming isn't even based on science. It's not. He's been called on that. Like there's no data to support a lot of this stuff. I'm not saying a lot of his information is not good. Can you give me a discount on coaching? I've been a fan? No, not really. I mean, I've had clients who've been fans since 2012 or 2013 who are paying full price. I'm a broke 20-year-old. Well, Mikey, here's the thing. Even if I did give a person a discount, why would I say that in a stream that I would give a discount? That would literally derail my entire business. So, Mikey, I think you're a troll. I don't think you're serious. If you were actually a real fan who was on a tighter budget, you would have messaged me. You would have put in an application and pledged your case in the application process. You wouldn't be in my live stream asking that. So you're basically a troll. If you were serious, you would have already messaged me about coaching and pledge your case. Make sense? What is your call on stick? I don't know what that means. Deadlift, best lift. I love the deadlift. Deadlift is my favorite exercise. Terry, I don't play any video games. I haven't played video games in years. I don't promote video games. I think video games make men unproductive. I think they interfere with your money. I think they interfere with you getting pussy. Why would you worry about another man? Sounds like a hater. What are you talking about, Ferris? Who are we talking about? If you gain a unit of muscle mass on a pure hypertrophy program, can that unit of muscle be rewired to strength? Yes. But why are you not doing hypertrophy work with your strength work already? Like if you're trying to get strong, you should be maximizing muscle already. Isn't that what I've been telling you guys for years and years and years and years and years? Arsenio, you followed me a long time. You know that that's my mantra. That is what I tell guys is the key to the long game, even in powerlifting. Focus on hypertrophy. Focus on building structure. Don't hammer nothing but heavy work all the time in neural drive. You will beat yourself up and you will be out of the game in 10 years. You will be done with powerlifting. The long game, you focus on building the muscle. That is how you should do it. Like I'm 48, still moving pretty big numbers. You want to be over 40, still moving big numbers, you have to approach it that way. You have to focus on body structure, hypertrophy, tendons. And the really heavy lifting should only comprise a small percentage of your training. And it doesn't matter, well, this guy did all the heavy and he got here, but where's he at 40? Can he still lift anything at 40 or is he beat up? The long game is to always focus on muscle, saying how much heavy work do I have to do to maximize the neural drive from the hypertrophy. Sigma says, what's your job? It's very obvious what my job is. If you look at my channel at all, you already know what my job is. I am a virtual strength coach. I coach online, and then I have multiple monetized fitness content creator platforms, including this one. I'm literally getting paid for this stream. I'm literally getting paid for your question. All right. I don't get it, Jason. Why are you continually this online? What are you talking about? Yeah, I can get rid of this guy. All right. Like people like, why are you continuing doing what's been a successful career for you? Because it has. All right. What's your job? Donald Snowflake. Oh, I thought you were asking me, Sigma. Donald Snowflake. No, why should you quit? I don't know. Do you have a better job lined up? Then you should quit your job. All right. If you have a better job lined up, you should quit your job. Until then, probably not. You got to make a living, bro. You got to make a living. Any tips for Kegel exercises? No. Why would I know anything about Kegel exercises? So, why don't you have her do some squats and deadlifts? Ever go to the gym, right? So sure, she should be doing that stuff, but she should be doing barbell lifts too. Get her under a barbell. I'm assuming you're being serious, Rufus. I'm giving you a serious answer. I'm assuming you're serious here. So why isn't she in the gym? That's your first step. The Kegels and stuff are then a secondary. But I mean, heavy squats and deadlifts will build your pelvic floor back up too. Okay, get her under a barbell. Why is anybody in here in my channel who their whole family doesn't lift? I don't understand why anybody who follows me doesn't have their whole family under a barbell. It doesn't make sense. You clearly are not following my work. Like if your whole family, I mean, your 3-year-old gets a pass, right? If your whole family's not under a barbell, you're clearly not a fan. All right, what's your take on the sugar diet? I've already made multiple videos. Daniel, do channel search. I've already addressed it twice in the last week and a half. I've literally made 2 8-minute videos on it. It's obviously ridiculously stupid. These are carnivore fanatics who just flip the script to make more money. Right? Done. Jason, any experience with stiff leg deadlifts? Yes, but I'm not that big of a fan. I mean, they're okay movement. I would rather do a deficit deadlift for the same benefit and not mess up my movement pattern. But I mean, they're fine exercise, don't get me wrong. I'll check your videos out. Thank you. So I've been trying to get sober for the long term, but I'm turning 21 soon. Should I drink a little? No. Mikey, why would you drink just because you're turning 21? In fact, it's less fun. It's more fun when it's illegal. What are you talking about? All right, but that being said, no, you shouldn't be drinking at all. I am very anti-alcohol, so I've been sober over 6 years. I think alcohol is a poison. If I had my way, all alcohol would be gone on the earth. I've made God emperor of mankind. Alcohol would be gone. So you're asking me, do you think you should drink for your 21st birthday a little? What do you think my answer is going to be? Given my viewpoint on alcohol, that I think it is an evil, I think is one of the greatest causes of human misery and human suffering for a whole host of reasons. It's a literal addictive poison. Literally, not as an exaggeration. That's not hyperbole. That's not me trolling. Biologically, it is literally an addictive poison. So why would you want to drink an addictive poison just because you're turning 21 if you know that that's the case? It wreaks havoc on me too, but just for the whitey. So you just want the experience. So why don't you smoke meth just for the experience? Why don't you cut your finger off just for the experience? I mean, it's a new experience, right? So why don't you do it? It would be a new experience just to have the experience. Why don't you go bang a street hooker without a condom just for the experience? Why not? Just to have the experience. So that's the level of logic we're at here. So it sounds like you already have an addiction problem that you're even saying that. My advice would be to stay away from it and tell your family no that you want to be sober. And anyone who doesn't respect that, you need to cut out of your life. If your own father can't respect the fact that you want to be sober, you need a no contact policy till he changes his mindset. You need to tell him, Dad, until you change your mindset on that, I can't talk to you. That I have to cut you out of my life. And when you want to be back in my life again, Dad, you can contact me and apologize and we'll be cool again. That's how you need to approach it. Alcohol is horrible for muscle growth, absolutely. Do muscle fiber type ratios matter much as leverage for strength? Oh, my God. I don't even know how to answer that one, Marcinio. I don't have an answer. That is way too nuanced and complicated for us to try to figure out mathematically in a stream. All right, alcohol sucks, I agree. You guys know my view on it. Jason, how many hours per day do you train for? Best wishes. My lifting is about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. You know, depending on how long it breaks, for 4 days a week. My cardio is crazy. Like, we can't go, what have I historically done? What am I doing right now? I've done over 3 hours of cardio every day, 4 days in a row. I was doing a minimum of 2 for 1.5 weeks before that. So, but cardio is not training. Cardio is just exercise, right? Not actual training. How's your diet these days? It's going good. Finally swooshed down while doing all this cardio finally this morning. Diet's good. I mean, you see all my food, right? Lopez, you follow me on Facebook or Instagram? I post all my grocery shopping and most of my meals, pictures of it. Like it's all there, dude. If you want to go over to my Facebook, it's linked under everything, under every video. You want to see all my food, hit like on it. I'd appreciate it. All right. Also, man, I need to be pushing some consultations in here. You get some of y'all into some calls again. I haven't sold any consultations in over a week. I need to push them harder in these streams. Doing a mile at a slow pace on the treadmill can't be that bad for you. Who said it's bad for you? Still consuming beans. I haven't been doing any beans. Carol, have you seen any beans in my food photos? So pretty straightforward, man. You guys, if you just followed me on social media, would know this stuff. You know what I eat every day. No, yesterday, as you saw the pictures come up this morning, chicken, brown rice, broccoli. I had a little Greek yogurt. I had an avocado in there, and I had a whole watermelon. Do you have a cheat day? My last cheat day was on Christmas Day. No, they didn't have any ice cream. So I didn't have ice cream. I had what they were having at Christmas. So I haven't had a cheat day since then. When I get really lean, I can probably afford more cheat days here and there. But until then, probably not. Watermelon season, love it, yep. Just bought 2. I bought 3 yesterday. I put the picture up. I had one of them for my evening. I'll have another one today though. So I got to get them all done in 3 days. Dedication. Well, we have to be dedicated. I mean, you reach a point where when your palate changes and you're used to just eating healthy, you don't really crave cheat days for the most part. I know a guy that drinks all the time and still benches 340. What's your point, Bubba? So he lives a horrible, shitty lifestyle that's going to kill him young, but he can still bench press. Okay. Coach has ascended the Greek yogurt dominance hierarchy, right? What are you weighing? I'm at 2. I was down to 220 this morning. How to get a huge neck? Anything that works your traps. Deadlifts, rows, shrugs. Do a little neck extensions. Why do you want it that huge of a neck? Be careful that you don't get sleep apnea. Anabolics themselves will make your neck thicker. Steroids. Whip. Tony D says, seriously, what are we seriously about? Bozo Jr. says, oh, there he goes, this guy again. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get those likes flowing. Come on. We need to get those likes up. Man, I got to really watch this weather. This is a good stream in here, but man, the weather might get me because of boxing. Mikey, I missed whatever you said before that. The drinker and the bencher. Oh, yeah. Haters are going to hate. Yes, they will. Right? I mean, sure, there have been plenty of guys with a big bench who drink and have a big old beer belly and unhealthy, but so what? I've never drank alcohol or smoked in 58 years. Awesome sauce. The way to be, and I wish everybody followed your example. We'd all be better off for it. I know literally every society in general, if everybody just stopped drinking, everybody, how much better would our health be? How much less domestic violence would we have? I mean, think about how many people are killed by drunk drivers every year. You know, people scream about mass shootings and stuff, right? They scream about that like a political issue, and they completely ignore the drunk driving death toll. They're not even in the same realm. Does anybody have any idea how many people drunk drivers kill in the U.S. every year? Anybody got an idea? Go look it up. And we're over here talking about 100 people dying over here or there or something. Dude, drunk driving death toll is enormous. Like, that should honestly just be death penalty. Like, you kill somebody driving drunk, we should just execute you. That would deter some of that shit. All right. By the way, I feel that way because I lost a really good friend of mine to a drunk driver. Like, you really want to piss me off, drink and drive. Like, whew, that's a good way to really get me fired up. All right. Like, my friend burned alive in the vehicle. He burned alive. They could hear him screaming inside. He was a good friend of mine. So, talk about driving drunk, you know? Buying guns like buying a toffee. I don't know what a toffee is. Yep. In the UK, the amount spent on obesity is off the scale, and it's even worse in the US. Hey, Nevin, that's my only political issue I care about. You're going to piss me off real quick. I don't think there should be background checks at all to buy an AR-15. I oppose background checks. Just how I feel. Long conversation why. Jason, my brother. What's up, Leroy? So, it's a violation of constitutional right. Literally, every person who's had to pass a background check should be able to see the government. Straight up, violation of constitutional rights. People who are too dangerous to own a gun shouldn't be on the street. They should be in a cage. Why do you need a background check? Yes, I think they're right for everyone. No, I think mentally ill people and other issues, but still, we have safety for that. There should be mandatory gun safety in school. We're going to get serious, but I'm not going to go into politics, guys. Let's stick to fitness, right? This stuff that I need to start banning Nevin. I said the other day I was going to start banning people for bringing up political topics in a stream. So just a warning, I may ban you for that, since you're disrupting my stream, trying to get me on tangents that are not fitness related. Inalienable rights. The government would disallow alcohol if they didn't make all the tax right. It's starting to rain. This is going to ruin this. So I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to start getting back to my house. But I told you guys I don't want to do politics in here, and you brought up the one political topic I actually am passionate. It's the only one I'm passionate about, by the way. And everybody knows I'm super passionate about that. All right. They shouldn't be political, Leroy. Well, they're political because governments want to impose tyranny on people, so they make it a political issue. That's the only reason a government would ever restrict that, is they're scared of their citizens. They want to raise taxes. I mean, perfect example, look at the UK. Look at their tax rate versus America. We pay the taxes we do as an armed society, we would overthrow them the next day. We would just kill all of them. I mean, our politicians would be dead. Bro, you want honesty? Yes, one time when I was 16 years old. And I stopped and realized it was a problem. One of my friends was with me, and I couldn't drive. I was too drunk. And I looked at him, and he took my keys from me. I looked at him and said, dude, I'm going to wreck my car, man. And he said, I'll get us home, dude. And he drove us home. But I did try it one time. I was 16. So in the name of transparency and honesty, yes, I did do it at 16 one time. And I realized I couldn't drive at that point, and my friend got in and took over and drove and got us back to his place. Jason, can you defend? Maybe. Clipped. What? That's what the... All right. Why are you so serious? Oh, why not be serious? I joke a lot in here. What do you mean, dude? I joke in these things a lot, man. Some of these I do nothing but joke and laugh. It just depends on the tone of the stream or the mindset I'm in on the one I'm doing. A lot of these I joke and laugh. Where am I from? The great Republic of Texas. I got to get back to my house. That sucks because the views are really good, but it is raining. It's not super hard yet, but it's going to pick up. So I need to get inside. We're going to have to do the rest of these on the bike, I think, today. But we did get over an hour and a half in outside. So that's got to count for something. Why would you ask me about Hitler, dude? Shut up. All right. So I'm trying to get back to my house. I'm still half a block away. So trying to stay as dry as possible. I thought Texas was only desert. No. Why would you think Texas is what? It's mostly forest and hills. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the western third? Dude, that's like 900 miles away from me. So you're thinking of the drier parts of Texas? Dude, that's like 800, 900 miles away from me. That's how far away that is. To the west. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Texas. Yes, there's cows and oil, but Texas is over 1,000 miles north to south and east to west. It's pretty big. There's a lot of everything. lot of technology, a lot of harbors, pretty much every crop you could imagine, every animal you can imagine for eating for food. We also assemble all the nukes for the US. We have a lot of technology centers here. We also have the leading heart center in the world, by the way, here in Houston, the #1 heart center in the entire world, medically. All right, so for those who are unaware, all right guys, I'm gonna have to cut this one off early. I'm almost home. That sucks. I really wanted to get 2 hours outside today. I was worried the rain was gonna prevent it. It did, but that's okay. I'll take a short break and I'll do another session inside. How's that sound, guys? Did you start in, no, obviously I didn't start in Breaking Bad. Yes, every guy with a bald head and glasses is Breaking Bad. Come on, dude. All right, guys, I'm gonna wind this down. Love you. I'll get another one of these really soon. The rain ended this one.